Hi, I'm Lokesh Jha, and let's get started with the web dev series. So the next topic is final project. So we are going to build the task manager API. We will be seeing how the controllers, validation, middleware, centralized error handling will be happening. And this is the node's last video. So we will be doing the final project. And this is 17th video, I think. So what we will be covering first, we will be going for the planning of the project. So what we are seeing right now, that how we have seen the like nitty-gritty things of building a Node.js backend. Now we are seeing that how this backend could be built in a very standard manner, how the real production codes in companies are written. Earlier we were writing like in server.js file, we were writing all logics or in routes page. So how these things start, how do we like execute things, and how do we maintain the folder structure so that when it grows, we have like kind of control on how to look into it. So here we have planning the final project, then project structure and environment variables. So first we will plan the project, that what we are going to make and what things will be there. Then we will see the project structure, environment variables. Environment variables are those which are secrets and to be kept private, not exposed. So those are environment variables. And it could be like the port where we are exposing it, or it could be some APIs like currently you see OpenAI and all. So you may have some AI features. So you store some credentials in your env file, and it will be stored in very private places like in GitHub Secrets, or if you are hosting on Azure, so it will be in Key Vault. So these things we do not push these environment variables into GitHub. Now we have controllers, so separating logics from routes. Earlier we were writing in routes only, but routes are just to define where the API call should go. Controller will have all the kind of, let's suppose you have a controller and it could be calling the service also, and that service will be responsible for making DB calls. But here we have kind of small project, so we will be doing the controller only. In the controller we will write the logic and it will be calling the database. So here we have centralized handling of errors and 404. So for the centralized means like, okay, you have a kind of middleware in the React. If you have seen the previous videos of React series, you have seen that in order to move further, we can have some validations that, okay, if that is correct or not, or something like the data coming is valid or not. If someone have filled the form for email and there is no @ in it, so it's absolutely like it's a wrong email. So this is kind of validation door where we like stop and just check every data what is coming and it is correct or not. So similarly in the Node.js project, if you have a laptop and you have filled some details, now the code of frontend will lies here. So it passed. Again, when it will go to the backend, here at the backend we'll also check that, okay, the validation are proved or not. If that is okay, then the controller will take it and then the DB will be called and you will get the response. So we have gated kind of things. And this is 404 here. If something not found, then we will give the response of this. And here we are assembling the complete task manager API. So if we go and start building, here we can create a new folder as part 5. And inside this, we can create something, or we can just directly here go and part 5 npm init, or then it will be creating mpdir manager API. Now inside this, we will do npm init y. So it build everything. Now inside this, if you go, we have task manager, and here we will be creating one file which is server.js, and inside this package manager, if we go in the fourth video and you open this package.json, you see these scripts. So we can copy the scripts as it is, as these are the kind of standard that we follow. And we come here and we put the script. Or did we miss something? Okay, preview was missed. Yeah. So now oh, sorry. We copied the front ends one. So these are the secrets. When I saw this white, then I got that, okay, this is the wrong copy. So, okay, now we have these things. Now you see that, okay, we need Node1. So we can install the npm I dev, as in dev dependency, node mod. So here it will create, oh, the internet, yeah. So now we have the, now this will be conflict, I think. So we have dev dependency, and we not need this thing. We need package.json. Yeah, copy, go to again package.json and paste this and save. Now we need few more things. npm I course. Okay, you are, so we have covered course, I think. Yeah, we have covered the course. Then, and we need .env, and the important one, express. So we need these things. So we are downloading. It will come in the dependencies. So we have now this. Now let's close this, go to the server. So we need express equals require express. And now if I do constant app equals express and not numbers, and app dot use course, also constant course. So this way we have imported the course, and this way we have allowed any front end to call this backend. Okay, and we have .env, so we will require that also. So require dot env config. So now it is there. Now if I create a file of named .env, so I'm like, okay, let's go through this first, that we will be okay. So we were covering that section 1. So this is about the planning. So as we have learned about the CRUD operations, so here we will also do the same thing. Just we are kind of seeing that how the file structure will be different. So when the project starts, let's suppose this is the file, this is the task manage. What was the task manage API manager? Yeah, task manager API. So we are building this task manager API. Now the first thing is we need server.js, which we have seen. Then we have package.json. This is the blueprint. And when we install the dependencies from npm I, yeah, this one, package log JSON. So what is this? So then comes package log JSON. So you have dependency of A, B, C, means like course and express, those things. So when you go inside the code of course npm package, so it is also built by using some other npm packages, and that is built from some other npm packages. So let's suppose there was some a small npm package which was made to solve some like little bit of code, and that is being used in other package, and it is being used in this package. So we have kind of tree dependency here. Similarly, we have installed this. हाँ जी, क्या हाल है? हाँ हाँ ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, बाय बाय. Yeah, so we have the kind of tree dependency. So that's why this package.json maintains that, okay, if you have a kind of npm package, so what packages it have and those dependencies. So this way package.json maintains the package version of the parent which you have installed and its children also. So that's why it is used. If you go inside this, it's a kind of long file, and you see that, okay, version is this, and this is the license is this, and all those things. So in detail, kind of you will find that, okay, if you go for .env, so here see we have .env, and the kind of registry and all those things are there. We have not installed this, but still it is here. So that's why. Okay, now project structure. So in the project structure, what we will have this. Okay, for better look, let's open a separate window. Yeah. So here we have node modules. Here we have .env and package dash locken, package log JSON, package JSON, server.js. Also, we will have yeah. Also, we will have a git ignore file which will have .env to understand that git. So you know what is git. So you are writing code in VS Code, then you open a terminal and you do git push, or first we do git add dot, which says that, okay, whatever changes I have done, make in like stage changes, that, okay, I need to push, commit these changes and then push the changes. So currently it is on your local, and you write git add dot, or you write git add then file name. So currently we have server.js, so I can write git add server.js, and here if I see, okay, for I need to add here node modules. We do not post node modules. Okay, yeah. So now you see this is inside the stage changes, and this is the changes. If we do git add dot, then all the changes will go inside this stage changes. Now we can say git yeah, but the what was the main point was .env is not here. Whatever we have added in the .git ignore, it the git ignores those files. So that's why we write this git ignore. Okay, so that's what the agenda was. Then we saw the git. Now .env is there, and we were talking about the folder structure. So we have these things. Now you will need routes. Inside this, you will see task routes, task routes.js, or also like there's a standard way of following this, task.routes.js, so that file with the name will be kind of resemblance that okay, this is a route file. Then we will have controller, and inside this task dot controller dot js, and this was the folder structure. Then we have controllers, separation of logic, and custom validation. So for that we will create middleware. Here we will need like auth is there, but what we will be doing, we will not doing auth. So we can have a normal check, something like validation dot middleware dot js. Okay, so it is kind of validation we have. We can just normally write function. So okay, now we are moving to code. So let's see. So we have first controller and custom validation is there, but let's see how the things we have already know. So we will write that first. Okay, so we need validation. So we can write validation, a middleware we can say. Then inside this we will put request, response, next, and here we will check that if or just we will write where we want to put it. Actually we here we check what is the body and all, so we can check something like request.body and these things, and we can export. Currently it is nothing, we are just doing something right now, so we will check what things we need to do when we were building with the front end. So it means here we will have the validation logic, and here also put yeah, and if all those things are correct, then it will come here next, and if it is not correct, like if false happens, we can put something which is going to be false. We will do return from here only, do not go to controller. So what middleware does, okay, so here the middleware sits, and this is controller, and the other things like service or database are there. This is separate, these are in code, and this is a different entity. How do we have Postgres and MongoDB, all those things. And you made a request from your phone, it came here, but the thing was when you filled some data, there was some validation error. So like there is two cases, either it will go to the controller and it will do some mischief things and it will throw error and it will come here, or it will check all the inputs here only and it will divert from here that okay, you have some validation error, first correct those things, then send the request. So this saves the this kind of compute. Whatever this compute were going to happen, this will be saved and it will be handled here at the middleware only. So this is how kind of getting the controller happening here. This is the work of middleware. Okay, even in the case of auth, like okay, you are a logged in user, you are sending some request, and it is okay, your tokens are fresh, like they are not expired, so you will be allowed to go further and control and response and then return. But let's suppose you made a request and for that phone with doesn't logged in, or you are trying to access some kind of private API which is like authenticated API, but you are giving the request without access token, or the access token is expired, so it will return from here only, and you will be like 401 will be given that you are unauthorized for this request, and then you have to log in again. So this is the task of middleware to like get the all APIs. Okay, now we have this, so we will go into the routes, and constant uh, routes equals require router. So now we will write this and exports routes. oh yeah, module dot exports, but we can also do, we can do, oh yeah, module ports, and here we can express what we are doing wrong. If we go here, module dot exports, we are missing this close bracket. We do not need this thing. So we have server.js, and this is the file where the flow start from, because we have npm dev. So if I write like npm run dev, so npm run dev, so dev is what? Node1 server.js. If I click enter here, so it says node1. So this command was executed. Why this is written like this? Because we want to have a template of the programs, and we will put currently it is this much only. It could be longer also, these commands, and it will be executed by dev only. So now this is going inside this server.js, and it is checking that, oh, app.listen and constant port equals this. Okay. So we have used process.env. So we have to, yeah, we have to go here. Here we need to put port equals, let's say 3000. Okay. And inside the server, we will have like 4000. So just to know that, okay, we are fetching the port from here or not. So if we see, yeah, current. So it is giving 3000. But what if I remove this thing? Then it will be on 4000. So it means that we are currently accessing the .env file. But what if we comment this line and save? So it is giving 4000, means like this line is responsible, or it is making the kind of access to .env file. That's why we need that. So now we have port, our port is exposed, and we can also make API call from here also, but yeah, we will see that in the Postman. So now we need to route our app.use quotes, let's suppose task. So any task here, and it will go to the task router, and here we will put task router. Okay. So it is a standard method in order like to have all the imports at top, then all the logics below that. So this is a kind of how do we follow that. Now if we go here, we should be, so we can also use import. So currently I'm using require, but we have started using ES6, so that ES module, so it uses import. So it could also look like import from this. Okay. So now if I, where this is, yeah, if I click here, I am going there and here. So here we are kind of, yeah, we were missing the imports. Router is there. And yeah, so we have added these things. So now let's suppose, yeah, now it is working. Let's close others, save, and server.js. So now the program will come here and it will see that, okay, app.use task. Okay, if that is that case, that okay, I need to go here, I will go here. Then I will check, oh, again the task, let's empty it. Why to keep it twice? And response.json. So okay, what is classing here? Import task router. Yeah, that will be there. So we will revert it to constant task router. Okay, I will cover this, try to cover this import from, yeah, in couple of after these videos. So right now, since we are using require, so we will going through that only. and here we have this get. So currently the logic is here, but let's go to the controller, and let's suppose we have some task uh, equals, and we will keep object id name. Yeah, it's kind of good. So we can write this way also, uh, like it is using the variable as the function. What is the benefit of using this way? Let's explain you that also. So there is two methods of defining a function now. Earlier, before the ES6, it was not there. So there are two methods of defining function. One is function, then function name, then you put this and this, okay, and you define all the function here. So I will write it cleanly. So function call Ravi, and here I will put number. Kind of very wrong example. It should be generic, like call, only call. Then you put a number here and it will call you and all those things. Or you can do constant call equals, then fat arrow function and all the explanation and all. So when the program will come to run this at the first time, it will take the full function and it will load it into the execution context. That okay, I have this, so this will be inside the RAM. But in this case, this only goes to the call when you have learned about the execution of how JavaScript executes the code. So it first reads everything and it's allocate everything in the memory. And when the execution part comes, so that will be fetched. So in function, it is kept in the RAM, and in variables, the initialization will happen after that, not in the first go. So that's why this saves some RAM in the case of it is not loading this much of data there. It will be there in the first loop, this much only, and the value will be not initialized. After that, when it is really required, then the value will come along. So that's why, let's suppose we have used this. Okay, if you have any doubt, just comment below. I will try to elaborate that. And here we have get all task. So uh, now we can test through. Okay, now we will have the tasks, and it is get and send. So message is get all task. Wow. Uh, Task is there. We are gatekeeping here. Okay. So that's why it was returning from here only. So right now, what is the flow? We have server.js. Here we have app.use slash, here we have tasks, then task router. This file exposes the open port at 3000. When I did a API call to this, it will start looking into where to send. As the here the Postman starts with the endpoint starts with task currently, so it will stop here, and it will go inside the task router. Inside the task router, it will look for currently what is after the here. Do we have anything after the task? No. And what is the API type? REST API type get. So it will check the router.get. Then it will see, okay, I need to send the response.json this one. But since we have the controller, so we will send it to what is that task controller. Okay, and we can import task controller and task controller, which is model.export task controller, but there is errors. So it is not able to find that. So let's see dot dot slash controller slash see, it was controllers. That's why the spelling mistake was there. Now I can land here. So this control click or command click will allow you to reach to the file where you have defined the path of. Now if I go here and do a API call, it gives the full list of data. This was the get API that we have just made here. Okay, we have seen the kind of how folder structure is there. So if we come back here, so we have seen the validation, we have seen the controller validation, we have not implemented. Okay, so for that, let's have a route post, and it will also have task controller create task. Now we will make this here constant and done. Okay, so now what we have written that this name completed from body. So where this will come from, this is the main thing that we will be focusing on. Apart from that, what is the logic? Let's see. If we see apart from that, it is simple. So the logics are not the thing that you should be afraid of. You can create that. But how the flow works, why that way it works, how just writing router dot get just it allows the get API, not the post. So these things you should be more clear about. As you go on, these things will be very easy to understand, and also these things. So you will be getting these things very easily as the practice begins and all. You should not be afraid of these things. Currently, we have create tasks which have request and response. And if it was a middleware, then we would have next also. But it is not a middleware, it is a controller. Here we have constant name and completed request dot body. So from here we are doing destructuring. This is read in we have covered this in JavaScript, that we are taking the name and completed. Now we are totally believing that request.body will have name and completed. What if like it doesn't have that? Then it will be undefined. So, okay. Now in the ID, we will be doing task.length, what however task we have that and +1. And in the name, we will be putting whatever name we have. In the completed, we have whatever we have. So we have created a new task from n+1 as the ID. As you see, what is the data structure? We have ID, name, completed. So name could be anything, completed could be anything, and ID just we are putting 1, 2, 3. So whatever the next thing will come will be 4. Okay. So here we have task.push new task. However, this is an array. What is this? Task is array. So if we want anything need to be inserted, so we can just push it. Then we will say that 201 new task is created. We will just allow in the token 201 means is accepted and is created means. So let's send one thing and let's see what happens. So we will change this to post. We will take this and we will go to the body. Oh, so earlier when I was doing the get call, so you should have not seen this. This is not a required thing. In I will show you. Otherwise, you will get confused. So in get, this is the API call. In get, we do not have body. Okay. Here we are getting this. But now I need to do post. So I need to give some data. If this is also covered, like, okay, there is get post and others also like put, update, delete. I will explain these two. You will explain these three in the video, in the comments. So get is when we want to get something data without any insertion, any update, anything. So this is get. So we do not pass body in this. Okay. Post is when we are adding any new row in the database. So this is post. These things are similar, just a small difference is there. These are used for update. So you will check that. And this is the most asked question. What is difference between put and update in the REST API call? Delete is, as its name says, that is deleting. Okay. We are doing post API call. We are having this data and we are going into body, raw, title, and okay, both are different. So we will paste this, remove this, ID remove, beautify from here. Now it is good. I will pass task 4 and I forgot to pass this completed thing. Okay. I made a API call. Okay. Now I got that, okay, ID 4, it is completed. Now I want to see that, okay, it is created or not. I got this, but the completed is not there. Okay, completed is not there, but it is how I will know that this is completed or not later on. If there is a need to track that, okay, the task 4 was completed or not, but it is not there because I forgot that time to add that completed status. So that's why I will have a validation. So, okay, let's put a validation that in request.body, I will check if uh, like request dot, yeah, this is correct one. If request dot body dot name is not present, so currently we are having this not. Okay, and similarly the type of this is not string, so there could be mistake like, okay, I can pass one also and send. I will, okay, I need to go to post and send and come back, get, and this. Now this is also wrong thing, so we need to check the type also. And we have covered this thing in JavaScript, that how to check it is a string or not. So this is request.body.name, type of okay. So here if we add type of to any variable, here we put variable and put type of without space. In type of there is no space, and space then variable name, then it gives what type of this data type is. So if it is string, so it will give string. If it is number, then it will give number. Array object, so like that. Now we have request.body.name. If it is not present, then what? Then also throw error, like, okay, request 404, it's there. Now the thing is, how do we use this? So we will go to the routes. We will say that first check this. Sorry, in the not in the get, here in the post. So first check this, then only go forward. So we said, okay, I will make a API call. And this is get. Now to go post and again API call. Then the error is name is required. You must, and it must be string. Okay. Then task 5. Okay. Then again there is completed is required and must be boolean. So okay, completed and true, or initially it will be false. And again the error is there, fa false is there, completed spelling is completed is correct. Okay, so we will check what is the error now. So we will go to the task validation, completed, and yeah, very nice thing, very nice thing. So now we are checking here. So the request.body.completed is coming as boolean, and we are putting not before this. So the false, very nice thing to say here. So that value is false, and we are putting not in front of that, which makes it convert true. And we are putting or another condition. You know that if true is there and or is there, so it will always be true. So it will always be obstructed. Okay. If I pass here true, then it will be created. It will be correct. But if I pass false, then anyhow, always it will be blocked because this is not a correct check. We are making it wrong mistake here. It should not be checked like that. So we need to remove this. Only this much is good. Now we need to make a API call with 7, let's say, and we pass this. Now we have get and we give these things. So this is how we have um, get and post we have seen with the validation. So we have seen we have created a validation. It could be used multiple times. Right now, I have given a simple example by having these codes. What we do, we use Jod. Jod, you can see. So this Jod library helps, or any other library helps in defining schemas. Like you define a schema that jet.string, jet.number like that, and you pass that schema that you what you will do that okay, you have multiple APIs, and it could be that this requires 1 2 3, this requires 1 2, this requires 1 2 3, means like these 1 2 3s are the request.body apparent key values that okay, it needs body, it needs a name, it needs age, this. So we will not be going to create each and every separate kind of validation will be one. We will be passing the schema inside this. We will be creating a schema for each API that okay, it needs this, and we will pass into the schema and it will validate and give the response. So it's kind of dynamic validation. We will cover that later. So in the projects. So this was that. And what next? Now we have centralized error handling and 404 catch all. But 404, let's we cover that. It is kind of simple. App dot use and 404 done. So this was simple. So whatever like leaves like app dot use, here you can put something and then the controller is here, and you can have multiple of that like this, those, like admin we have like users, so some these kind of things. So you can have multiple things, and after that you can put this one that okay, whatever comes apart from what we have defined, so give it 404 root not found. Okay, so this was 404, just normal 2 lines and done. So just see this. Okay, you can pause it and check again. Now we have centralized error handling. So as we defined the validation, same way we will define the centralized error handling. We will just create here in the middleware errors handler dot middleware.js, and here we will put function error handler and this much only. Now where to use this, that is the case we will use in the server at last. App.use, not this much required, just this, and we can import that. Done. So now any error comes, that will go through this only, and it will go here and it will check, it will console the error and it will stack the traces. Means it will return that something error come from the server only. So this was that. And yeah, kind of this is how we will have a production grade softwares written, but there will be more refinement. We will be seeing that further, but yeah, for standard method we have a server file which has very minimalist things. All are like this. We have a route, so it will go to that route, And inside these routes we will have the all task route, then we will have a separate file for admin routes, then similarly we will have multiple middlewares, then the schemas will be there, that how we will pass a schema and it will be filtering the kind of request on that. And then we will have controllers. Also you will see like servers, so sorry, service. Inside that we will have logics, and even that grows we will have some method, that okay, we have a library method, sorry, not method, library file, where we will store the common logics which will be shared. For example, email logic, email will be uh, emailing service could be at OTP of login, sign up, forget password, or for the welcome event. So those things will have the email service. So why not to keep it one place and remove the deduplication of the same thing again and again? So that we can do. So this is how we maintain and keep the code base as light and easy to navigate. Okay. So this was the video, and it was the final project in order to understand you the Node.js kind of structure and all. In the next video we will be covering about the database. So anyhow there will be doing some steps, we'll be kind of covering what database is. So my ask from you is to cover these React and Node.js fully, then we will jump into next video, which is database. We will be covering Postgres. Okay, thank you, and subscribe the channel.